Hiya, what's up? Where are we today? We're in Surrey and we are exploring an abandoned brickworks. We're right in the middle of it. See? So without further ado, enjoy your history lesson. I'll see you on the other side. Bye. Ewhurst Brickworks, like most abandoned places, has a sad story, but by making this video it will shed at least some light on this former Surrey site. Clay extraction for brickmaking began at Ewhurst Works around 1945 under A. Hone & Sons. The site then, as with all building sites, went through changes, with many of the buildings on the site, including the kilns, being erected later in the 1960s. The small works contain the usual structures you would find on a brickwork site, such as the standard factory buildings, 4 drying tunnels, a Nissan Hut canteen, and 7 intermittent downdraft kilns connected by underground flues to a central smokestack. A 2-gauge tramway brought clay from a small pit to the south. But even after all these changes, the works eventually closed in 1977. And since then, nature has reclaimed most of the area and is now left for graffiti artists who have been using the area to create colour to a place now left to a fate less certain. So we're here. We are at the back end of the brickworks, and I kind of thought we'd start at the back and then work our way to the front. There is some incredible graffiti here, and I mean that in a good way. Perfect place to do it, to be honest. I'd rather they do it here. It is pretty much a very demolished area, but I'm glad I've come. And you can see the scope of it. I'm having to be reasonably quiet because next door there's like an industrial estate type thing. And even though this place was really easy to access, it's still worth mentioning that. So the good thing is we're going to work from the back up, like I said. The reason for that is because the best stuff's sort of near the front, or what I perceive as the front. So we're going to start from the back. See these switches? It's nice that there's a fuse in there still. Cool. It is a stunning day today. I'm wearing a beanie hat because just bad hair day really. I don't really need to wear it because it's so warm, but I don't really want to take it off because you'll just see my hair all flat and weird. Such a perfectionist. Yeah. If you can see their shoes, where are they? There they are. People have got a shoe fetish. Oh, Lou Reed as well. It's quite good. I like that. Can you see that, everyone? Look, Lou Reed. He's transforming. Only a couple of you will get that joke. Only a couple. I don't know why they wanted to ban their cans, their spray paint cans, but you know, each to your own. Just take them with you, don't have to litter. Right, the question is, should we go left or right? I think we'll go into the left part of the factory bit. Just trying to get you some detail. Nice. Apparently it's too hard. Yeah. We've all been there. So literally right next doors is where they're working. Sorry, I was getting stone out my shoe. The actual bricks. So this might be my second Brickworks I've recorded for the channel. The first one, if some of you out there in YouTube land want to find it for me, which was Funton Brickworks in Medway. If somebody can find that, put the link down below for everybody else to look at. But that was my first explore, recorded wise, totally not my first explore Brickworks wise. But yeah, let's go through. Stewie Griffin. I love this graffiti, I've got to admit. I prefer the artistic approach more rather than the words. But still nice though, it's good colours. Just brightens up the place because there's nothing really here anymore. If you're getting a bit of wind through, I apologise, I can't do much about that. I'll go through there in a minute. Let's go down here. So they're the pipes. I want to say, I can't remember from memory, they're very special. I think they're flume pipes. I've got a funny feeling where the heat goes through. I've got a weird feeling about that. I might be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm allowed to be, okay? But those pipes have got significance for the life of me, which I cannot remember why. Woohoo! Oh wow, cool. Nice. Very sporadic, random graffiti here. I love this. This is what when you're at the back of the when you work your way back. Look, I love that. Strange how this is an abandoned place and yet the focal point is really the graffiti, but you know, what's left is left here. Some foundations. mean, this place was an extensive brickworks. It was a place that obviously had an amazing sort of history to it at one point. And like with most places, it's just sort of, you know, I'm surprised, to be fair, the amount that is left here. And like I said, you know, that is quite an interesting thing in itself. Look at that. So you've got a kiln there, or where the furnace was. So you've got where the heating was coming through to heat the bricks. You've got the flumes that were coming out. Incredible. I have to count how many of these there are here. Might be 3, or might be more than that. So you've got the pipe, or the heat was, I'm assuming, was coming from. Wow, can you imagine? Can you imagine when this place was properly in operation? The heat, the intensity of the flames. How incredible. I almost want to take a brick home with me as a bit of a memento, because these would have been original bricks. Obviously they would have been original bricks, but they would have been made here. Let's go into the next one, if we can. Quite overgrown. Wow. I have no idea what the hell's been going on in this one. All numbered. Huh. Oh my god, I've just noticed that. That wall's bowing. Look. Can you see? Oh, they've really gone to town on this place. Really gone to town. It's a bit annoying because the wind's starting to pick up. But yeah. I wonder if people they can't be living in here, but there's definitely lots of disused barbecues, food, booze. They've had a good time. Let's look up again. So they're the flumes, I'm assuming, to let the heat out. Got some original bricks. I think we can go in that one. That one's not too overgrown, or is it? It'd be nice if I can get in all of them. There we go. Oh, I need to fight this tree. We're in. We're in. There's a tree completely blocking everything. I don't mind. You can tell this one's not been as used. It might be because the tree's been blocking it. You've got the sunlight coming through. Absolutely stunning. You're going to think I'm weird for saying this, but they're in remarkable condition considering. They are in remarkable condition. There you go. Let's get out. If we can. Three. Trying to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, they're all the same. All the same, pretty much all the same design. So you can see that these. I've got the things coming through. You can see the makeup of this one really well. So they've sort of built like an arch. Built a little fire pit there. Makes me laugh. So you look, watch, this makes me laugh, right? I do not understand this. You bag it up and you tie it off, right, your rubbish. You don't take it back with you. I ask you, what's the point? Nice. Rust. Pentagram. Another pentagram. You can't see that. There you go. Again, looking up. Absolutely incredible. An anarchy sign, of course. Absolutely incredible. Right. Look at that. Looks like somebody's tried to climb that. Pretty impressive if they have. Oh. So you can see there would have been a wooden frame for a door. See the back end of it as well. Oh. I'm assuming that that's where the heat was coming out of, or the smoke from the heat. Amazing. Oh, I'm actually amazed at how much stuff's actually still standing, to be brutally honest with you. This one's different because it opens up in this way. Look at that though. Should we go in? Let's do it. Having fun with bricks. See again, that wall's bowing. I don't know if you can see that. It's coming out like this, like a bulb. It'll only be a matter of time. It will only be a matter of time. So all the bricks, I've got EBW on them. There's numbers on these. So it's number 33B. There's another one over here, 33B. Absolutely incredible. Again, you've got your spray cans down there. How amazing. How amazing. So I think that's pretty much it, everyone. There's another bit I'm going to film in a minute. Out there, out yonder. That's it. Some form of chimney, maybe pipe. Let's tell. Pain in the ass to get over though. So, again though, can you imagine the heat? Can you imagine what it would have been like? See, look, you can see. Is that? Do you reckon that's the interconnecting pipes? Because there's a bit of it on the floor that's rusted, and there were some bits that I could see that were going over the top somewhere. Did we go in this one? I don't think we did we? It's the only one. Final one. Oh wow, this one's... Now this is interesting, this one. Totally different atmosphere in this. And it's the biggest one, lengthwise. Very strange, this one. The moment you walk in, totally different atmosphere. It's like dark, it's very odd, interesting. Bricks down there again. What have you done? Odd place this one is. This one's definitely got a weird vibe about this one. It's just different. I mean, it is a different one, although the layout's roughly the same. So you've got 1, 2, 3. Well, that could have been a fourth one, do you reckon? 5, 6. Another one there. Maybe they'd refilled those ones in and maybe made bigger ones. Might be the census. Now, you can see where... I can't really get my camera in, to be honest. Just have to take my word for it. But plum, that says. Plumb. Yeah. Huh. Amazing. What's it going to say on that? It's going to say England open. So, as you probably guessed, this is my first time coming to this place, and it's been interesting. It's been absolutely interesting. Let's walk around. So you can see this must have been part of the road, because this doesn't look like a foundation for anything. This might have been the road or part of the road. We might walk down that just to sort of see. There's another bit that I know of that we're going to go to. We've had a look at those, so let's one more quick sort of recce. Yeah, we've been in these. Yep. Okay, right, let's walk down. Ignore the wind again, I'm sorry. Can't do much about that. Don't have the money to sort of afford fancy equipment. So let's keep going. You can see. Now I wonder where this is going to lead out. It's not going to, I know it's going to lead out just back into some more undergrowth. I wonder if there's anything more that we can discover. If not, it's okay, we've checked it out. I know, like I said, there's one more building I need to do. That looks like it's fenced off. Okay, which means that might be the end. Because from what I worked out, there isn't anything else. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So like from one more building, tiny little building, which looks like it might have been some outhouse. Maybe, it might have been a gateway entrance, it's hard to tell. I only looked at it very briefly, so I'll have to look at that in a minute. But yeah, so that's it everyone. We have explored it. Look at that. So cool. Again, these are all foundations. Let's have a look up here just quickly. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a rabbit dropping. That's good. I'm glad I checked this out. That's cool. That must have been some sort of... Well, it's a raised platform for what I don't actually know. I'm going to be brutally honest with you out there, everybody. You'll probably know better than me. Generator? Can't be. Engine? Maybe some engine parts? Maybe electrical? Who knows? Just speculating now. I mean, I obviously confess that my periods of history that I know extremely well, and then buildings such as brickworks and stuff, I know obviously their fundamental purpose and their use, but I'm not as familiar with them. Not because I've never been interested in brickworks or anything else like that. It's just that, you don't ever think when you're a kid that, you know, your interest would ever sort of end up being something like this. So you just end up reading about World War II and Romans and ancient Britons and Saxons, and, you know, and then you start going into your sort of, you know, later history, but you sort of like, you know, it's one of them things as a kid, you know, you grow up like reading about Vikings, and you kind of, that's really where my love came from, you know, like I said to you before, you know, why I love ancient burial grounds, for example, why I like megalithic structures, tombs, I love all of that stuff. That's really where my absolute interest comes in. Caves, you know, prehistoric nature, I love all of that. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love buildings like this, but the fact that they even survive in the first place, you know, it's crazy. I want to sort of say something really controversial before I sort of end this, because I wanted to come back here just to sort of end the video, just to sort of say, so some of you may complain about graffiti being on places like this, and for me personally, I don't mind it. Now, I do moan about graffiti sometimes, and I moan about graffiti in certain places because there's certain places that just do not need it. But in this instance, if you are a graffiti artist, it's probably the perfect place to do it, because even though this is a historic place, it's going to fall into ruin at some point. They're not going to, you know, they're not going to if they do, they'll rebuild houses maybe at some point. You know what it's always like with things. But I don't mind people doing it here. If there's a place for them to do it, let them do it. And it does look cool. It's not my type of graffiti, but it looks cool. You know, and I'd rather they have a place like this than, you know, just graffiti anywhere else instead. You know what I mean? And I think that's, you know, and it looks all right. You know, you know, that owl, for example. I like it. It's cool. You know, I mean, I grew up in a generation where graffitiing was a common thing to do. And I never ever had a problem with it. The only problem that I had was as long as you don't vandalise the place, as long as you don't sort of ruin it, you know, and as long as it's in a place where nobody really cares. And I'm not, as much as this is nice, not much harm you're going to do around here. You can see one final thing. Can you see, look, there's what would have been a sliding shutter. Yeah, look, there's the rail underneath. I'm assuming that would have been as a double doored structure. Pretty cool bit of detail. It's always worth looking above you. I think when people explore lots of buildings, they forget to look up, because then you'll see stuff like this. You know? You'll forget to see little bits of detail. So yeah, bit of a strange video this one, wasn't it? But we've explored it, everyone. We've gone out, we've gone in real time, which is great for me because it means I don't have to edit anything. I'm lazy like that at the moment. And yeah, so let's just head off to the final bit, which is the iconic bit of this whole abandoned building. And then I'll film the outhouse on the end, and then I'll say goodbye to you on the outhouse bit. So let's just have one final look. Got the graffiti. Smells absolutely amazing around here. Nature, green space, I love it. I'm glad nature's slowly recapturing this place back. I love that idea of doing that. Let's go here to the iconic part of the structure as we look up. Like that. Right. I film one more bit and then I'll say goodbye, so I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so it's the final bit for today, which was this outhouse that I was sort of mentioning to you about. If you look in there, it's absolutely full of rubbish. So that's where they've been storing their rubbish. So is there really much point in opening the door just knowing that what's inside is rubbish? I don't know, probably not. Probably might leave that for another day. Hey everybody, here's an outhouse, I'm going to open it, it's full of rubbish. It's like, no, you're right. If you can see inside, bring you in. There you go, everyone. There you go. So, thanks as always for watching. Really means a lot. Really love your support and everything else that goes along with the channel. I'm sorry that I'm having to wear a beanie hat for today, which is a rare occasion for me these days. But if you could see my hair underneath, terrible state. Not that any of you care, but to me it's kind of important that I look really hot. Joke. But the most important thing is that you're here watching this and you're experiencing it with me. We were lucky enough that we did a live or real-time sort of explore, which helps me out, like I said, because I don't have to edit it that much. And you got to see some amazing bits of history, and it was good for me because it makes me want to sort of read more about the functionality of Brickworks again, which is good for me because it means that it gives me reason to sort of do some more research, so that when I do record another abandoned brickwork somewhere, that you get to see it and I get to guide you along a little bit easier than I did today. So even though there wasn't much here today, but obviously that's where you guys come in and we all explore it together. I will be going back to familiar territory, which will be some World War II stuff I'll be doing lots more stuff, so I know you're going to stay along and come along with me and watch all that. Again, thank you so much for the support, absolutely means a lot. In the immortal words of Phoenix History, because history matters, I will see y'all very soon. Take care for now, and yeah, that's it. I think that's it. We've done it everyone. Take care and be kind. See you later everyone. Bye.